Catching up with Rockford IceHogs defenseman Ian Mitchell as the IceHogs get ready for a pretty busy week ahead. In fact, the next couple of weeks, they play the Iowa Wild on Wednesday tomorrow, and then they go out on the road against Milwaukee and Chicago on Friday and Saturday. Ian, wanted to catch up with you. First and foremost, you get the game-winning goal in the shootout the other night against the Texas Stars. It was a dazzler. It was shades of what Michael Tepley did a couple rounds before, but the game on your stick in the bottom of the seventh round. Where did that move come from? Anders Sorensen said he credited the goalie coach, Peter Aubrey, with that move. So, I mean, walk us through the mindset, because you don't get to see that flashiness all that much.
Yeah, it's I kind of knew after seeing Teps's goal, I knew that he's a big goalie. So I thought that if I could get him going one way and bring it back the other, I thought that I could beat him with a bit of speed. So sitting on the bench, I knew I had a chance of going. And, I knew that's the move I was going to do. So I'm glad that I executed it.
Were the nerves and the anxiousness rising as that shootout kept wearing along, because it went from 3 rounds to 5 rounds to ultimately 7 rounds? I mean, do you feel like it was just a matter of time before your shoulder was tapped?
Yeah, I was hoping so. Anytime you get the game on your stick, that's the moments that you relish and you want to be at your best. So, once I was tapped, I was ready to go. So that was exciting to score that one.
I want to get your take on just the recent couple of weeks that you've had here, time with the Rockford IceHogs, time with the Chicago Blackhawks, and covering all kinds of ground in between. A goal and an assist in your last 4 games with Rockford. You've also become a defenseman that's really been leaned on the offensive side of the puck as well. What have the last couple of weeks been like for you, juggling the workload, juggling the expectations of yourself and the bar that you set for yourself, whether it's with the IceHogs or with the Chicago Blackhawks? Yeah,
being up and down it's tough sometimes when you're driving up I-90 every other day. It kind of seemed like there for a little while, but it's just trying to consistently be with the Blackhawks, and my time here with Rockford can hopefully help me to do that. So hopefully I can get in a lot of games here with Rockford and kind of get in a groove, so I can keep improving on my game.
We were speaking with Mike Hardman about just the sheer minutes and comparative of what you get with the IceHogs compared to maybe what you might receive at the National Hockey League level. And it almost seems like it's double or triple the opportunities for you. How much has that played a benefit to you in your game and being able to see all situations, all different workloads, all different tasks, and has helped you progress in your game? Yeah,
it's huge when you get to play meaningful minutes. That's what you need as a young player to develop and improve on those aspects of your game that are obviously lacking, that you're not in the NHL right now. So that's the biggest thing right now, is getting to play and hopefully end up playing those minutes up with the Blackhawks in time. That's definitely my goal, and I have full belief that I'll be able to do that in the future. So exciting for me right now to get to play lots, and I think we've got a good team here with the IceHogs, so I'm excited to see where we can go deep in the season.
And last one for me, and I'll turn it over to Scott. 13 shots in your last 4 games, among defensive leaders in that category, but no surprise. I mean, we saw your knack for offense in the shootout the other night. But guys like yourself, Alec Regula, Wyatt Kalanick, Isaac Phillips, I mean, we can really just run down the IceHog defensive core in terms of guys getting involved in the offense. How much are you enjoying that, first and foremost, and how much of that has been a welcome to your game to get all those chances to jump up in the rush, contribute, and be able to put pucks on net and trying to make something happen?
Yeah, I think that's something that's always kind of been part of my game, is jumping in on the offense, and anytime you can contribute is fun. It's fun when you have the puck on your stick and you're making plays, and that's the kind of game that I think I can bring. So I'll look to continue to do that here this weekend.
Scott Lever, your line is active, sir.
Hi, Ian. I'm getting some feedback here. What feedback do you get from the coaches both here and in Chicago about what they want you to focus on? Is there anything in particular?
I guess it's just a lot of being solid in all aspects and always making kind of the right plays. That's the biggest thing of being a consistent NHL defenseman, is you don't always have to be flashy. You can just kind of be invisible in the game and still be a really, really good player. So player I've been watching a lot lately is Jared Spurgeon, who has really become a really, really good defenseman with the Minnesota Wild. So similar stature, similar skill set, I think that what I bring. So and I've just from watching him, he just makes a lot of the right plays all the time, and a really good leader too. He's a captain there. So, I mean, I think those are some things that down the road I can definitely bring to the table.
I know you missed some time last year, I believe, with some injuries, but can you kind of compare your second year here, just how much more comfortable you are and how much the the accelerator has moved forward for you this year in year two?
Yeah, I think just one year more comfortable and playing more pro hockey games. I'm still only barely over 1 year into my pro hockey career, so I've got lots to learn, but I think that the runway is still long for me in terms of my development, and I still don't think I've come close to reaching my ceiling. So it's just exciting to continue to develop and to see how good I can become.
You just mentioned a minute ago that you feel like this is a good team here. What do you like when you look at this team and you're in, even when you're in the locker room off the ice with this team? What is it that makes you say, I like the potential of this team and the direction we're heading?
Yeah, I think we've got a really solid back end and goaltending tandem. I think you see any team that goes deep in any playoffs in hockey, they're really solid on the back end, and I think we've got a lot of depth back there, and we have some high end forwards too that can put the puck in the net. And if our power play gets clicking too, I think come down the stretch, that comes big when the games really matter. When you win 2-1, 3-2, those special team minutes are kind of what decides the game a lot of times. So I think we have the capabilities to have a really good chance at it with those players we have.
Is there anything that coaches are, as a team, preaching to you guys right now? Is there an area of your game where the coaches are really getting on you guys? Like, we need to kick it up a notch here. Anything at all?
I think, now we're approaching the midway part of the season, so now it's just kind of finding that consistent level that we can bring every single night, where we're not taking these dips in our play, and we can just maintain a certain level that we know that we're going to bring, and it's predictable, and that's when we've been most successful, I think.
Lastly, 3 games this week, divisional games: Iowa, Milwaukee, Chicago. Just kind of put in perspective for us how big this stretch is for you guys.
Yeah, it's huge. These are teams that we're jostling with, and these points are big to try and set yourself up to be in a good spot come playoff time. There's still a lot of hockey to be left, but you definitely want to put yourself as high in the standings as you can. So it'd be nice to get some wins on these teams.
All right, thanks, Ian.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.